Hi everyone. I was reflecting today on the last student with the last full debate that Charlie Kirk had when he was alive. It was about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, sometimes called the Mormon Church, and just a few things Charlie Kirk said, and it's not necessarily word for word or in the correct order, are: I love Mormons. I love how you send missionaries around the world. I love how polite you are. I love how you have more kids than you can afford. And half my team is Mormon. It's time you guys get your mojo back. We need the strong Mormon church back in this country. And like so many people in that audience cheered, it was great. But I want to break it down. What did he mean by that? Well, part of it is he wants the church to hold tight to the doctrines of marriage and family, which are found in a document called The Family, a Proclamation to the World. Written and shared in 1995, it states that marriage is between a man and a woman, and that children are entitled to be born within the bonds of matrimony. In the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the doctrine is that a man and a woman, married both civilly and eternally in the temple, is the crowning ordinance. If someone is attracted to members of the same gender, like that's not a sin, just acting on it is. Many members still have friends that have same-sex attraction in same-sex relationships, and some men in the church are gay, there's some lesbians in the church, and bisexual men and women that are members. They're just not acting on their sexual impulses if they're in good standing. Some choose to remain celibate, others choose to date and marry members of the opposite sex, just preference. This proclamation also says that gender is an essential characteristic of eternal identity. When it comes to transgender stuff, you cannot do surgeries if you want to be in the church. There is a gray area for hormone usage, but it is discouraged, and it's just not 100% grounds for excommunication. Anyways, it's iffy there. And to tamper with your gender is essentially saying that you are messing with your eternal identity. Recently, like past few years, there's been a lot of members that are supportive of LGBTQ rights. And I think many of them either don't know, they're kind of ignorant of the doctrines found in the proclamation, the family proclamation to the world, or they just don't really think about it. Like they wrest the scriptures for their purposes, as we would say. My thoughts on it? Well, there's also a belief in free agency that the church has, which means we have a right to choose, not just right from wrong, but also what routes we are to take in life. We are also to be given trials and tribulations from the divine so we can be enticed to choose one way or another. I also believe you are free to choose your actions, but you are not free to choose the consequences. For example, if I am severely overweight, I can choose to start eating better, exercise, and see a doctor for consultations, or I can choose to just keep eating junk and be a couch potato. There was, in this example, a trial, a choice to make, and a consequence for each of the choices. For those who decide to be married in a same-sex relationship or to change their body, I say the same applies. One example, just two men get married, but they cannot be married eternally, and they can't have children naturally, so that must mean that they must either spend a ton of money for surrogacy or go through so many hoops to adopt children. And if the children is a female, it'll be hard for them when they go through puberty. Another example, if someone suffering from gender dysphoria decides to change their gender, and then they have to spend hours and tons of time in the doctor's office They have to take tons of medications and may or may not be satisfied with the results of the surgery. Both of these examples have a trial, a choice, and then the consequences. Also, I believe that a lot of times some of these people going through this have forgotten that they are a child of God, their truest, most ensured identity. My conclusion: the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints absolutely needs to preach the consequences of these ideologies more.